Well, hello, good morning. It's Saturday, January the 9th. Welcome to the Baptist Barbell Club weekend edition. Today we're doing some Olympic weightlifting training. We're going to be working on overhead squats and snatches. And if you're not familiar with those movements, I put in two videos into the, good start. I put two videos in the Facebook group that you should check out. I apologize for the music on the first one. It was a really good training, but just turn that music off. On the second one, it's more talking, and it's a little bit more advanced. You kind of have to understand the basics of Olympic weightlifting in order to appreciate that type of style of weightlifting. So for right now, I got my kids knocking on my garage door. It's actually kind of a nice day here in Vancouver. At least it's not raining. It's cold, bitter cold, but that's all right. We're in the garage. We got the heaters going. They're not going that great, but we're here. We're going to get warmed up. It's not going to be a super intense cardio. What's up, Dario from New York? Oh, I see Jeremiah. How you doing? I don't know you personally, but welcome. But Dario lives up in New York City. It's kind of the bellwether of the country. Sorry about that, Dario. So we're gonna warm up with some PVC pipes. So if any of you out there or who are going to be watching the video at another time, if you're familiar with the Olympic lifts from CrossFit, there's a lot. CrossFit is where I first had my exposure to the Olympic lifts, but there's a lot that they teach in CrossFit that's not gonna do your shoulders any favors. So especially Dylan, if you get on here and you watch this, I want you to make sure that you pay attention to this because you want to be careful. There's one thing that they do a lot of times in CrossFit to warm up, and it's called the pass-through. And I'm going to go, oh, yes. Well, I think my dog might have barfed on my PVC stick. Anyway, oh boy. So I'm going to go all real wide because I don't want to do it for real, but a lot of times they'll pass all the way through, and even wide, it hurts. And they kind of, I can't even do it because I've trained my body to lock in. So what you're doing basically is once you're in a good position, you're training your body to depress or bring down the shoulder blades and internally rotate in order to get it past. That's exactly what you don't want to do. That's going to create instability in your shoulder joint. What you need to do, you do need to stretch that, but you've got to stretch it actively. So you've got to lock it in place overhead. This right here, if someone came and pressed the bar down, it would be flimsy. You don't want that. You want to put your head through and lock it in. This is a good overhead position with the head through. All right, I'll show you from the side. And you should notice that there's pretty much a line from my hand to my elbow to my shoulder, and then if you can see my hips. Head is forward. All right, that's gonna, yeah, I definitely want you to practice this while you're doing this. Now Tony has impressed me with his just natural flexibility. A lot of people don't have that flexibility of the shoulders. So in order to stretch, instead of doing a pass through where you go all the way around, we're gonna do we're gonna just lock it in. This is called a lock in. So push your shoulder blades up, put your head through, pretend it weighs 100 pounds, and then just lean forward and stretch the arms, and then come back up. And if I back it up, it kind of looks like this. I'm in my squat position, my knees are bent, forward stretch, and relax. From the side it looks like this, knees are bent, forward stretch. If you can get to this position, this is about as far as you need to do a full overhead squat. That's it, nice. All right, so just try that. And I always recommend don't hold a stretch for more than 5 seconds. In fact, 2 or 3 seconds, or maybe the length of time that it takes you to exhale. And then relax. Because when you stretch a muscle, or you stretch any kind of human tissue, you are literally squeezing it tight so that blood flow has difficulty going through. You do that long enough, you're actually going to create what's called a stretch weakness. So you want to go back and relax those muscles and allow a chance for that blood flow to get through. It'll bring in all the nutrients and oxygen, take out all the waste products, and that way you can recover, because it's not the exercise or the stretch or the the squat that makes you stronger. It's the recovery after the stimulus. All right? So if you're doing this, take a PVC pipe or a broom handle. Now, if you watch one of the videos, it'll show this, but if you want to find proper snatch or overhead position with your hands, you put one hand straight up and then the other arm straight out. So 90 degrees, and that should bring you to a good position of the arms. You check it by bringing it down, and it should just about touch your belt line right here, because you want to be able to bend forward with it inside your hips. That's going to be important later. With the PVC pipe, if you're kind of touching your abdomen a little bit like I am, and then you can push in and get to your belt line, that's great, because the weight will literally pull your arms down. So a little bit of error towards up, great, no problem. All right? So, all right, he's already warming up the overhead squats. That's good, but before we do that, what I'm gonna have you do is this. I'm gonna have you take that barbell. First of all, your body, instead of being straight up, you want to bend your knees, bend your bottom back just a little bit, and then you're gonna just hit. Now, if you're hitting anything that's painful, then you're not in the right position, all right? But if you're not hitting anything that's painful, then I want you to do this. On your next hit, you're going to, I'll just show you before you actually try it, hit and pull straight up. Hit and pull straight up. Hit and pull straight up. Now there's a reason for this. The tendency is to hit and come out. You don't want that. You want to hit and pull straight up. As close to your body as you can. Hit, pull straight up. Now, when you go overhead, you're gonna see why we do it that way. Hit, pull straight up, overhead. Oh, and of course you wanna lock it in. All right, so hit, pull straight up, lock it in. All right, that's our warm up, and we're gonna do this with a barbell too. 1, 2, 3. All right, that is a way that we can get some power from the hips. All right, now we're gonna practice what Brother Tony was practicing. But before we start with the arms overhead, what I'm gonna have you do is just hold this however you want and get yourself in squat position, but a little bit wider than your normal squat. Overhead squat's always gonna be a little bit wider unless you're already used to this and you have a position that you favor, all right? So I'm just gonna have you do 10 squats right where you are. Of course, the points of performance are your hip crease below the knee. Go ahead. Excellent, good depth there. Tony's a pretty new athlete, but with what we're doing, but he's showing some real good flexibility, good movement sense. It's called proprioception, the sense of where your body is in space. Let me get my phone. Get rid of my phone here. We're only going to be doing, say, about 45 minutes to an hour today, because it's not going to be super intense with the cardio. Okay, now I'm in full view now, because now you need to see the overhead squat, and I'm pretty familiar with my hand position, so it's going to be out here. And what I'm going to have you do is get in that position. This is the power position where your bottom's sticking out, your knees are bent. Take the barbell, because that's what we're imagining this is, and hit, bring it up overhead, and lock in place. Now, the further you lock in place, instead of here, you don't want to be here, you want to be here, locked in. The further that you can get, the easier it's going to be to put your bottom back and go down into an overhead squat. If you're finding that you're being forced onto your toes, you need to get wider with either your hands or your feet. Or you need to just stretch, because a lot of times this just needs a little bit of stretch. And once you get up there, you can just stay up there. You don't have to keep doing it for each rep.
Well, I'm swinging too wide.
No. There you go. Keep it close to your body. In fact, if you occasionally hit yourself in the chin or the nose, no problem. I mean, as long as I don't get hit in the chin or the nose, I'm cool with it. No, it just means that you're close to I can't tell you how many times I've hit myself in the chin. Or the forehead, doing a snatch. And even more than that, when we're doing clean, which is not something we're doing now, hitting myself in the neck. But But I think that's something that's really toughened me up, you know? I'm not a striker, I'm not a brawler, but if I ever was in a fight and I got hit in the neck, I think it'd take an awful hard punch to really put me down. Anyway, so now we are gonna actually move on from PVC to a barbell. Now I have a really nice Olympic lifting barbell here, but it's kind of in the weeds. Let's see if I can get it out. All right, so all we're going to practice is overhead position before we do anything that involves an overhead squat. So I always go nice and wide. I like a wide position, especially in the catch, which is where I have it overhead. My position is here, and I want to say one word about what some of you may know about, but a lot of you probably don't, and that's the hook grip. So when you do Olympic weightlifting, especially if you get pretty good at it, you will eventually do weights that are extremely heavy. And it's not just a strength lift, it's a speed lift. So the hands are often the weak link. So in order to make sure that the hand does not disengage accidentally, you want to use what's called a hook grip. Now a hook grip, if you imagine this is the barbell, you have your fingers your thumb go under, and then some people have an index finger that's longer. Not me, I usually put my middle finger over. Depends on how your hand is shaped. Did you know that almost exclusively men have a ring finger that is longer than their index finger? Almost exclusively. There are exceptions, of course, but the exceptions prove the rule. Total side note, but you can actually tell from a person's hand whether they're male or female, Michelle Obama. I used to say that thinking that that person that I just mumbled, I don't want to get kicked off of Facebook, thinking that they were actually a dude was akin to like the flat earth people, but I'm not so sure anymore. Anyway, so hook grip, and I'm going to hook grip, even though this is not heavy, I want to hook grip from the start, all right? I always want to hook grip when I'm doing any kind of Olympic lift so I can get used to it. It is a little uncomfortable on the thumbs at first. Very quickly you'll get used to it, all right? So we're just going to work on overhead position. So how to get it overhead. So I'm going to put it in my hips, bend down and hold it, put my arms out into what's about my right position. Thumb is down, and I'm putting my middle finger over it, all right? And when I stand up and I'm in my power position and I hit, I'm right in the hips. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3. All right, now you might have heard a ringing sound. And by the way, you can let go of hook grip here. You might have heard a ringing sound when I hit my waist, and that's the sound of power being transmitted to this bar. All right, if there was more weight on it, it would be pulled lower, and that's probably a better area. It kind of hit me in the belly a little bit, but that's okay. All right, we're in overhead position. You want your head to be forward, stretch, and then come back to more relaxed. Stretch, and relax. Doing this first 1/10 of the squat is most of the movement you're gonna need in your trunk in order to get that full overhead squat position, all right? So Brother Tony, 45 pounds, I'm gonna have you find your correct hand position and then do a 1, 2, 3 bounce and try to get it overhead. That's it. A little wider. There you go. It's a good start. Good. Okay, that looks good. Now be careful, you are allowing your hands to go just a little bit too far behind you, which is a good thing because you have the ability.
I lose the,
Yeah, you're gonna lose it back. So instead, try this. Instead of leaning your whole body forward, just pitch forward at the hips. There you go.
Forward at the hips.
So you're pitching forward at the hips, and of course your bottom does have to go back a little bit to counterbalance, as opposed to doing this. Good. Okay, so when you do a squat, You cannot, and I repeat, you cannot start with your knees bending forward. Immediately you are wrong, and you will have to do a lot to get that fixed. Because at that point, you're too unstable to lean forward again. So what you have to do is start by sticking your bottom back. All right, so I'm gonna have you put it overhead, stick your bottom back, just bend the knees an inch or two, and back up. So your legs are locked right now. Let them get soft.
Yep.
Bottom back.
Yep.
Imagine there's someone behind you and you're trying to bang, knock into them. Bang. Get out of my way. There you go.
I feel like a good power position there, but
Good. Yeah, you should feel like it's locked out. Like your arms aren't really even doing that much. Try not to let your elbows bend, because the moment they bend, then it gets harder. And yeah, you can take a break whenever you need to. Now, in fact, if you want to put it down, you're welcome to. Because the next thing you're going to get into that power position, put your head through, and then put your bottom back and try to go all the way down to a full squat. Now, I just want to, just a caveat here, it took me like 3 months, maybe 6 months to be able to get my first overhead squat with like a PVC pipe. So he's already well advanced. So if he doesn't have this perfect, we're not going to be too critical.
But I myself do want to make sure I learn it the right way
Yeah.
from the get-go. So
I'll tell you this, if you have trouble, the first thing that you want to adjust is your hand position, because I think you probably could go wider.
as far as wideness.
Yeah. Yeah, your index finger should at least be past the outer ring. So another inch out. There you go. It's going to feel a little awkward. Yeah, that looks right. Nice. All right, so stick your bottom back.
Oh, it's back.
And your head forward, and then try to do a squat all the way to the ground. I hear some creaking. How old are you, Brother Tony?
31.
31, but he's got a 51-year-old knee. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's see.
He just did a full squat, and he kept on his heels. That's the real weakness. A lot of times people come off their heels onto their toes, and that's the death of an overhead squat. You've got to make adjustments. And from here, as he goes, I'm going to have you do 3 more, and really focus on getting the weight on the heels. Once you get comfortable with that, it's actually not as hard as it sounds. Nice. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. All right. Now that face that he made, that is an appropriate face. That's called the snatch face. Ah, ah. You're always in an uncomfortable position with heavy weight. So that was he had that naturally. Now I'm going to ask you to take watches off at this point, because now we're getting into heavier weights, and it's going to hurt you if your wrist is being pushed against your watch. I think my ring is okay though. All right. We're going to put some 15s on there. We're taking an immediate 50 or 30-pound jump.
Oh.
All right. And let me get where are these? Oh, here. I found them. The spring clips are usually the best for Olympic lifting. All right. All right. So it's now on the platform. And with the 15s, the reason I went 15s and not 10s is because with 10s, it's harder to just drop. And it's just really cool to be able to drop your weight when you're done. So that's what we're doing. So we're doing a power snatch to an overhead squat. So now we've got to know where our hand position is. And for me, it's about an inch from the collars, from the ends. So my feet are going to be in a power position, not a catch position, all right? The way that you determine your power position is this: jump. Where you land is usually your power position. Are there exceptions? Oh. Sure. Yeah, so. Now you don't want to do this every time you do a weightlift. You want to get used to what is your power, because your body will naturally, instinctually, if you want to jump, put your feet in the right position for the jump and for the catch, or for the landing. All right, now when you lift the weight, your legs will go out. All right, so we're gonna focus just on the overhead. I'm gonna really just kind of do a muscle snatch to an overhead squat, but the footwork is gonna be what we do later. So I'm actually gonna start with a slightly wider stance. All right, so a muscle snatch means I'm getting some power from the hips, but I'm really not coming down with it, just going overhead. The most important thing is lock out overhead. Hook grip. And then I'm going to separate. Yeah, that's okay. A little, oh no, it's fine. It's set. All right, so that's a muscle snatch. That's what I'm gonna have Tony do in a second. But just a little preview, I wanna do a power snatch. Much less effort if you can learn to do a power snatch. And what I'm doing is basically getting that same power from the hips, and when it starts coming up, I'm going under. Don't worry about the knees or the hips. Worry about the feet. If you just worry about slapping those feet down, you will get under, all right? A little bit like this. All right, and then I'm in position 4, an overhead squat. All right, young man. Well, try to just get it overhead, and then however you want, get it in position. And then do an overhead squat. Yeah, start on the floor. So, I should tell you before you go. I'm sorry. Excuse me. So we were doing that one practice where we went 1, 2, 3. Well, now as you bring it up, your knees go back out of the way, and when you're above the knees, then you're essentially doing the same thing. Hit it, and bring it up.
It's like power cleans head first.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Except for it's a power snatch this time. Okay. So a little more power to get it all the way overhead. Yeah. Remember to go wide, past those outer rings. Oh, I thought he was going to try to cross himself, and he'd be out!
Or missed a beat or whatever.
Uh-oh.
Again, I'm fine. It's just, it does that. It scares me because it's, like I said, I can feel it.
Yeah.
So it's like, whoa.
Yeah, that's a whoa. It's definitely a whoa. Nice. Good. Now get your feet a little separated. There we go. Bottom back first. Head through. All the way to the bottom. And that's right. That's all right. That was awesome. That was really good.
Where? Because, so I need to bring it back further?
No. You need to separate your hands. Your hands are too close. You need to get used to wider hands.
Gotcha. I really appreciate being able to drop it.
Oh yeah, isn't that awesome? Love dropping weights.
It could save something. Really mess me up if I go through it. I'll try incrementally.
Good. Good. Lock that head through a little more. There you go. Good hand position. All right, bottom back. Bottom back. There, all bottom. Oh. All right. So if you look, he does awesome until the very bottom, and it's because at that point, then there's some instability. It's just natural.
Yeah.
So the hand position was way better. So he actually got lower that time. Now when you do it, I'm going to have you come down, and when you get to that point where it's kind of iffy,
Yeah.
I want you to try to pull your hips forward, so your knees are going to bend more at that point.
Like rock my body back like that.
You're not quite to that extreme, but that is the general idea.
Okay.
Nice.
Didn't hit right, but
That's all right. Really get that bottom back. Start right and you'll end right. There you go. Hey, hey, hey! All right, now it's hard. It's hard. The shoulders don't have the stability that they need yet, but that was great. You can drop it. One job. All right, sir. Now for my next trick. Now we're gonna move into some still power snatch territory. Oh, actually, I haven't had you do big power. We need to work on some footwork. All right, so now what I'm gonna have you do, you drop it after each one. All right, we're not doing any kind of what's called a hang snatch where you hold it. We'll let the hands get developed before we start doing that. All right. So now what you're gonna do is a snatch so that you're gonna hit and go overhead, but you are gonna, at the top, sorry, this thing's chasing me. Instead of bringing it up and then locking your head in, oh no. Now when you hit, you're going to end with it overhead and you're in the correct position already, all right? This is called the catch. This is true barbell gymnastics, otherwise known as Olympic weightlifting. All right? All right, and you can bring your feet in to make it call a finish. Down. Although, professionally, when it comes to Olympic weightlifting, those people who can do a catch in a really narrow squat and then bring it up, they don't have to reposition their feet. I just don't have the flexibility for that. All right, I'll show you again. In fact, I'm gonna do 4. Hit, get under. Slow, knees out of the way, hit, get under. Now, that time I was talking, so I didn't really get much power, so I had to get real low. I'll do one without talking and really focus on it. You don't really need to get low for this weight. And this is not cardio, so if you're doing this and your heart's going, your breathing's getting a little too fast, slow it down. That's gonna decrease your coordination. You need oxygen to your muscles. This is all about coordination training and being able to hold weights, but in a difficult position. Last one. This will be a high catch. All right. This is a whole new concept for you, so I do not expect perfection. Let's see what you can do with that. That's it. Go even wider than you think you should. See if you can get that hook grip. There you go. Boom. Oh, don't forget the stomp of the feet. Oh, gotcha. It's almost like you're trying to jump with it. But you don't jump until you are, the bar is at your hips.
yeah. Where do I initiate the jump after the?
Okay, so
After
let me
the
get a
pop,
PVC.
right?
In slow motion,
Imagine it.
slow motion, it looks like this. So here's your power position. You always want to hit when you're in this position.
Yep.
All right, that way you've got some power left in the knees and in the hips. So as you come up, the knees go back out of the way. Then you start going faster. And right about here is where your feet leave the ground and they go out. All right, so
Right
it's
as you pop.
a jump and stomp.
Gotcha.
All right. It is going to be, it's going to take a while to coordinate it all. Yeah! Now you went extra wide.
Too wide.
Hey, I'll take it, man. I'll take it.
Well, I got the jumping now.
If you can go that wide on a jump, you can go the correct position. And a lot of times you'll, like a Olympic lifting coach will have you put your feet in the correct position and put chalk around it, and every time you do it, you're supposed to be pretty close to the same position. I don't really have that same philosophy. Your body's got to feel it. I don't know where your correct position is. Your body's got to figure it out. Boom. That was great. I'd like to hear a little more slam of the feet, but I'll take it. Two more, please. Yeah. Oh, I got it. Yes, sir. That's right. It's my gym, my rules. Brother Robert. What are the chances he's watching this right now? No, without Brother Robert, there would be no Baptist Barbell Club. Nice job. Nice job. Looking good. Yeah, it chases a little bit. It's because of my garage. Okay, excellent.
I imagine that. Oh, never mind. You said this isn't cardio, so.
Well, yeah.
When gymnastics are doing this, are they going quick?
I'm sorry?
Are they going quick when they do this professionally?
Oh, got it. So I said barbell gymnastics, but it's really just a jargon term. It's not gymnastics, clearly, but you are doing a type of gymnastics with the bar, because at one point you're pulling the bar up, but then at this point you're pulling yourself down with the bar. So it's almost like doing gymnastics. But yeah, Olympic weightlifters. Did you see any of those videos?
No,
See,
my wife never told me about them.
I put videos on there.
Honey,
Nobody
no.
wants it.
No. I didn't. I don't look at the thing.
So that's why clean and jerks and snatches are the favorite exercise for any kind of sports team, because they will build strength. A snatch, what you're doing with super heavy weight, that is about the fastest lift you can ever do, because you've got to be able to lift it as high as you can, and then as quickly as possible get underneath it. We'll make this the last one. Nice footwork.
I like this method because I feel like I'm in a good position for a squat.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're going to be working on that.
So that method, or at least I've simply just gotten better at doing it, I'm getting in a better position for power because I feel more stability up here.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, you're leaning forward. And there's one thing that I have not mentioned that you can add to your overhead position to make it even more stable. Now, I didn't want to overcomplicate things, but now it's time to overcomplicate, because now he's gotten to the point where he's got it locked in, his overhead position. He's nice and wide. He is leaning forward just from the side. It looks like this. And of course, when you're standing all the way up, you'll notice that Olympic weightlifters, they're always a little bit pitched forward, but look at the arms. The arms to the feet are in a straight line. All right? But one thing that's going to make it better, locked in, head forward, shoulders up. It's like you're trying to cover your ears with the shoulders.
Oh.
You're locking them in place. Now, it's hard to hold that for a while. Yeah, right. So when you don't do that, there is just a little bit of wiggliness there. Okay. But you go up, and you're locked in.
Like you said, you're trying to muffle your ears almost.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And this is gonna be really important when we do the overhead squats again with weight. So we're gonna do 10 overhead squats. Yes, you're gonna do 10 overhead squats. However, the caveat is I want you to just go down to where you feel like it's gonna fall and then come back up. But please push it to as far as you feel like you can. And make it relatively quick so the 10 is relatively painless. All right, so I'm gonna do it first. I'll do 10 overhead squats. And during the whole time, just be thinking, shoulders up, head forward. That'll make it so much easier to do those squats, all right? So I'm gonna go first. So now we're entering into cardio territory a little bit, but make sure to rest afterwards. Exactly.
Okay.
It'll be do or die.
And it is building some muscle too. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Definitely.
Right.
My knee feels great when I'm working out. It's an hour afterwards.
Would you have any objection that if I don't get the snatch right, that I redo it?
Yeah, of course, certainly. Yeah. Sweet.
That felt good.
Yeah, great. All right, push the shoulders up. Now it's new, you're gonna have to keep reminding yourself to do it. All right, great, that's great. Each time, try to go a millimeter lower. Look at this guy doing fantastic, that's 3. You're entering into suck territory. It's probably hurting, you're probably getting tired, but you got 5 more to go. Keep going. The shaking here is gonna start. But your position's fantastic. 3 more. That's it. Every time you come up, the barbell going up first. Nice. Awesome. Drop it and be done with it. You just sit down, man. That was awesome. That was excellent. Let's all give him a round of applause. And I'm being serious here. That was really excellent, especially being new to the art, new to the sport.
I get more oxygen if I walk around.
What's that?
I get more oxygen.
Yeah, go ahead. Well, I'm gonna pull a Tony trick here, man. Thirsty.
Yeah.
Oh, how is that bird poop in my garage? Or maybe it's a mouse poop. Uh-oh, where's the thing? Oh. Okay, I don't have the skill that Tony does.
Well, it took me a few tries to get the screen lined up.
And this is what you get at the Baptist Barbell Club. We're willing to sacrifice our dignity for you. Hey, how's it going, Maria? And we got 2 people from New York City watching. All the way in the other corner. All right. So now, you've got overhead squats down. You've got power snatches to a pretty high catch. Now we're gonna get to a low catch. And this is, if you can get this is gonna save a lot of energy. Let's do it with a PVC pipe first. So I'm gonna have you practice this with a PVC pipe first, but we're still in what's called power snatch territory. Power snatch is when you catch a snatch and your hips, your hips are not, maybe it's 90 degrees or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but a full snatch would be when you catch closer to a squat position, which we will practice a little bit today. That's real advanced. All right, but we're gonna catch into a half snatch, which is more like, I guess we'll call it around this position. All right? So always the jump happens in this position, and then you are bringing as this comes up, you're jumping your feet down. Think more of the feet slapping than the angle of the knees or the hips. All right? That's what's gonna get your body under the bar. All right? And each one is a single. We're going to take plenty of rest between each one. It's not a cardio, as I said before. All right. And also, I should mention shoes. There is a type of shoe, and you got different shoes than the last time. But actually, your shoes from yesterday would probably go better with this. As weird as it sounds.
Great.
Because weightlifting shoes, now they have a hard sole. Yours were air, and that kind of that wiggliness that'd be a problem. But it allows a little bit of an angle so that you can get your squat position more under the bar. I like to practice with minimal footwear, and then if I'm going to do some sort of competition or something, which I've never done, but if I'm going to do a competition, then yeah, I'd want to wear. I guess I have done competitions that are like local CrossFit stuff that involve Olympic weightlifting, but never won. All right, so now we're doing half squat snatches, half squats, power snatches. Everything's the same, but the catch is lower. Still notice that I need to stretch out a little bit. If you notice my arms are bumping into my knees at the bottom, I need to be able to get a better position on them. Two more. Now, I'm sure that you're probably not going to get that low because your body's not going to be, what's the word, willing to endanger itself at this point. But once you get used to it, then your body won't have a problem with that.
Low, like in your initial squat, you mean?
Where I'm catching it down low, you probably won't get that low for your catch. But as long as you're hitting and then trying to catch lower, and really focus on that bar going, continuing to go, you're actually literally pulling yourself under. But don't think of that. Think of the feet slamming. All right, that's not 4, right? Is that 4? Nice. Hey, good. Now your feet went a little too wide.
Too wide, yeah.
That's all right. it didn't feel like anything was going to pop out of joint, right?
Nope.
There you go.
Oh, that cringes me out so bad.
What does? Oh, popping out of
Knee
joint?
joints and stuff.
Nice job. Looking good, man. Take your time. Good. See that you had so much power on that one that you didn't need to drop that far. I don't know how many you have left. Let's say 2. But
How many are we doing?
I did 4, but I'm sure you've done more than.
Did 4.
Oh, you did 4. All right. Well, I'm gonna do 1 more. And what I'd like you to do this time.
Yeah.
So now I'm noticing that you're bending your elbows, and I know why it is. You're still not quite wide enough, so your body is trying to pull it into the hips. Rightly so. That's where the power is. So your body is starting to feel it by reflex.
Wide on the feet?
No, wide on the arms.
Okay.
Yeah. So go a little wider on the arms, and that way you don't have to bend your arms to get there. You're actually, if you notice, what's happening is you're actually stopping, and then you're doing a power or a hang power snatch. So let there be no stop.
Okay.
Hit the hips and go up.
The one thing I'm noticing is in here.
Yes,
I
sir.
feel like I'm extending to the limit because this hurts very bad.
Yep.
So that's normal. Just
Well,
past it.
it's typical. This is a physical therapist answer. I don't want to say it's normal because pain's never normal, but it is a very typical thing for this type of
But
training.
it is important to not be so concerned about that, but rather a wide.
Yeah, so where you're pointing, that is the actual articulation of the wrist. That's where the radius and the carpal tunnel, the radiocarpal area. Over here, the other half from ulna, that's just fiber cartilage. There's no attachment here.
Gotcha.
If you had pain here, I'd be more concerned.
Is this going to increase the carpal tunnel syndromes? Because I do have carpal tunnel.
No, in fact, just the opposite. That's why we take plenty of breaks. Breaks, rest, recovery. That's the key to not getting repetitive stress injuries. Now, if you were as close as I am to Tony, you'd see that he is tremoring, which is a result of the work. It's new,
That's fine.
but it's also the C4 ultimate. Good width. That looks great. Hook grip it. Boom. Good. Good. There wasn't so much of a pause. You still need to work on that transition of just hitting and going. But that was really good.
I still want to do it.
All right. Take your
I
time.
really want to get it right. It's not fair.
Well, it's not going to be perfect the first day. All right. Do you notice that you're still bending your arms?
No.
The moment your arms, so this is an actual weightlifting statement. The moment your arm bends, the power ends. So keep your arms like noodles and you hit, and that's when you've got your maximum power. Then your arms can bend just to kind of guide you under
So
the.
they're bending waist below us.
Yeah, so you're kind of bending your arms as you come up.
That's what
Yeah.
Okay, promise me one more maybe?
All right, sure.
Because I
Just
really wanna-
really focus on the arms being straight. But
After
here's
hips, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing you have to keep in mind. So you can get one cue of getting your arms straight, and then it's gonna be great here, but then once he hits and his arms are straight, that's no good. So you just be aware. Well, before you go, let me give you this tip.
Yes, sir.
Keep the arms straight until you've hit the hips. That's why we do that one drill where you're hitting with straight arms, because you want to hit the hips with straight arms and then allow the arms to bend and go up. All right? Yeah, nice. Great job. All right. All right, excellent.
Yeah, I'm getting lightheaded, so.
Yeah, grab a seat. Grab a seat and relax. Yeah, you did way more than I asked you to do. Just let me do it again. No, man, sit down. No, he did good. All right, still got, all right, nobody new on there, but all our favorites, of course. Let's get some 25s on each side. We're going up to 95 pounds. Oh, is that my little baby knocking on the door? It's Zoe!
Don't mind if I sit here.
No, please. I'm next, so you just sit and relax. You don't have anything to do.
Good.
You're gonna paint sticks? That sounds awesome. And just so you know out there, this is the typical pace of a Olympic weightlifting training. It's nice and slow, no major cardiovascular intensity. We're training here. We got to get the nerve stimulus. It's more of a central nervous system workout. But make no mistake, the muscles are getting worked.
Speaking of stimulus, did they get your total right?
Oh, the stimulus check?
I'm not talking about totals, but did they get it right?
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, no, because it was supposed to be 2,000 per adult.
Well,
But for the 600 per, yes, they did.
was it actually supposed to be, or what? Like,
Yeah.
I
Yes.
thought they only approved the 600.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it should have been 2,000, but they only approved 600 per person. So
Oh, are you saying that's just your opinion? It should have been 2,000.
it's my opinion that it should have been 2,000.
Okay, yeah,
Yes.
no, I'm saying they got my total wrong, even on the approved 600.
Oh, so it
Yeah.
should.
I
You
checked
got.
back to make sure how I filed it, and no, they got it wrong.
Oh,
So I Googled it, and apparently a lot of people are getting theirs wrong.
oh. So let's see. So
So,
1,800. Is that how much they gave you?
what else is no.
Oh, less.
That's what I'm saying, like, they
Gotcha.
messed up, so.
Oh,
I don't even know how I'm gonna go about fixing it.
yeah. That's a great question.
'Cause I got the credit for them last year for my taxes, but
Yeah.
I didn't get them this year, so obviously I should have.
Yes,
So-
and it has nothing to do with whether you have a tax debt or anything like that. I don't know.
No, it doesn't, I looked that up.
Yeah,
and
nothing to do with that. So it's just it should be.
fixed up.
Whenever you have issues with the IRS, who do you go to? I've been on the phone with the IRS for like 3 hours and ended up hanging up.
I'll pay, as long as all the trouble that I go through with the IRS, I'd rather just work a few extra hours.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's not worth it. So,
That
I'm
is
just gonna
true.
kiss it good, that's what it comes to, but they did get it wrong. I was just curious if they got yours right.
No, they got mine right. Well,
Well, yeah.
yeah. With they got the math right anyway. But goodness gracious, how far is it going to go? I've been out of work since January or June 19th.
Mhm.
Now, praise the Lord, I've got a job coming up.
Amen. When do you start?
The 18th of January. But they pay bi-monthly. So my first paycheck is going to be February 10th. So the Lord kept us this far. So yeah, I'm a physical therapist, and I've never faced a job shortage. But boy, just with COVID, I do home health, so a lot of people were very uncomfortable with anybody, even home health professionals going into their home. So yeah, 6 months of being without a job, there were no jobs to be had. Oh, did not put the stuff on here. All right, so now we've got 95 pounds instead of the 75 pounds, and those 20 pounds make a huge difference. So what we're gonna increase as far as weight, we're gonna decrease in volume, as in reps. So.
Because that 10 was the limit for me. Like I
Yes.
barely did the 10.
I know, I saw it, but it was awesome. It was really good. All right, so we do the same kind of thing. We're gonna go up overhead. You don't have your watch on you, huh?
No.
Okay, well, we're just gonna do one more pass through here, and then we're gonna quit for the day. And then next week we've got on Monday it's abs and arms, so biceps and triceps, and then ab work. On Tuesday it's gonna be pull-ups, and then on Friday we got the bench press. We've got a new bench we're gonna try out, but it ended up, I bought it on Facebook Marketplace, and it ended up being so tall, we're gonna have to put like a squatty potty around it for people to put their feet on, work on some sort of wooden structure. But because for powerlifting style bench press, in order to build the muscle properly and build the right strength, you need your feet just as much as your arms. You need a stable base. So we have to have that. And this is just gonna stretch our backs out way too much. But hey, better that than doing it on the box, right? Really, we could do the exact same thing we were doing on the box here. Hey babe, how's it going? My wife's making an appearance. Come on out, babe. Come on, we got people from New York, all the way watching from New York. I love you, babe. Zoe, come on out here. Now, here's a Zozo. Hey, baby. Okay, now if you can sit down, come on out, Judah. This is my little 2-year-old. If you guys can stay away from this area, all right? Come here, give me huggy hugs. Give me my huggy hugs. All right, you ready to watch Daddy do a snatch and an overhead squat?
I'll sit on it.
You can sit on that.
Mommy, what's outside?
All right, he's back inside. Oh, you're gonna sit on, okay, that works. Come a little more in so people can see you. Come a little more to the inside. No, I'm sorry, right here. But just beware that if this comes crashing down, you gotta roll. Duck and roll, all right? All right, so let's see, let's get 5 overhead squats with this one.
I
She
don't
could
want
just lay
people
flat
to
and go right
see me.
over.
What's that?
She could just lay flat and roll right over.
It actually is true. That is the good thing. The problem is avoiding these contact points.
Well, I mean, there is a variable.
I've seen people in like Olympic competitions, and yes, I am procrastinating, in case you're wondering. I've seen them mess up and fall back and have it land like right there.
Right there. Yeah.
But because of the height of it, it's not going to injure you. Oh, I've got my 1-year-old coming out here. Hey, baby, baby. You want to see Daddy do overhead squats? You've never seen an overhead squat. Watch this.
You're all laughing and I'm thinking. That's
Ho ho! Are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Just kidding. That's too hard. Come here, you big monkey. Don't go any closer to the barbell, okay?
How many should I be doing? Try 3.
What's okay? No, yeah, it's okay.
Daddy, I don't want people to see me.
Oh, okay, then go off on the side.
Gina.
Oh, I feel like everything down. It's still sore from
Yep.
yesterday.
I know. That's why I couldn't do that one.
Do you see my eyes?
Yes, I do. Now watch Brother Tony. Watch Brother Tony. Nice. Nice. You got it overhead. That's 95 pounds, dude.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I feel it.
Now remember, bottom goes back first, head goes forward. There you go. Nice! One! I didn't think he was going to do it, I'll be honest with you. Alright, that's okay. Great job. That's his first time with 95 pounds, babe.
It's still like another effort unless you're,
Yay! Woo!
another effort unless you're against it.
No, not against it, but take a break first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, now we got some motivators. Now we got some motivators. We're almost done, Brother Tony, by the way. I don't
I'll
want
just get that initial oxygen
Yeah.
whack or whatever it is. Like, whoa.
Zoe just like the biggest ham.
Yes, she is. Oh, here, I'll move over. I'll move over. So you scoot over towards me, and then Zoe has room. All right. Nice. Hey, wow. That was great. Now, bottom back, as much as you want the knees to bend, that's it. Now, I think that was because your knees went first.
These went first.
Yeah, because then at that point you have no choice but to pitch forward. Pitch forward first when you have stability.
Like,
And then
try
knees go
one
down.
more and then I'll quit because I am getting lightheaded.
Yeah, no, take your time. You can be done now if you want.
No. It's not an option.
Yeah, closer. Come closer to your daddy. Great snatch. Awesome job. Bottom back first. That's it. Lock it in. Nice. Right. Put it in the books. You're done here. You're done here. All right, now let Brother Tony sit down. Oh, you can sit wherever you want. Oh yeah. Hey babe, do you know where my black water bottle is?
Yes, I do.
I'm dying. All right, so this is gonna be the last thing here. Now it's pure. Oh, watch it there. That's my lawnmower.
That's my.
If you're gonna take the lawnmower out, then you know it's a nice day. You could just mow my
The
lawn.
lawnmower just took me out. That's all it took in the hamstring.
If anyone's been in Washington long enough, you know that there's like a 4-month period where you can't mow your lawn, and I'm fine with that. All right, so now, yeah, right. Yeah, baby. Oh, you're having hot cocoa with Dr. Daddy? Thank you, baby.
Well, what else do you do when you go to the park and you get cold?
That sounds pretty awesome.
You come and have hot
How was the park, baby?
We found sticks.
You found sticks.
My house would be as high as the on the big girl swing. She pushed me in the sky.
Whoa, that's amazing. Okay, now listen up, Judah. Hey, don't bite my new bench. You don't know how many people's bum bums have been there. Don't bite the bench. You don't know what kind of bugs have taken up residence in there. Of course, I live in my garage. All right, now we're working on pure snatch. All right, I'm gonna try to go into a lower catch. I don't expect you to go into this kind of lower catch, but just do a lower catch than you were doing. No overhead squat required, except for the overhead squat that it requires to come back up with it. All right? Baby. My cute little 1-year-old Sela. You're getting your exposure to Olympic weightlifting. Zoe, don't be a ham bone. Of course, it's your daddy standing in front of the camera, right?
Yeah.
What am I teaching her?
Zoe, come here. Careful, safety.
Safety first.
Safety.
Zoe, watch me now. Hey, guys, I need you to watch me because hey, I'm dangerous with this weight. You ready? I need your motivation. Oh, God, give him some towels. Give him some towels.
Woo!
Give Judah a blue towel. That's it. Judah, no, he gets the blue towel. That's it.
That's for when the
Come on, swing it.
Swing it for daddy.
All right, Zoe's going to be my towel swinger. Only Zoe can swing it. She's the only one that can swing it. That's all that would work. All right, I'm gonna do 4 reps, and then you're gonna do 4 reps. We'll be done. All right, now, hey Zoe, listen. The danger's here, Zoe. So say, hey, go, daddy.
No, I don't.
Are you being serious?
I don't want to go.
All right, that's it. Don't come close. Stay back. Zoe, what I'm trying to tell you, baby, is you need to watch me while the weight is being moved. That way you can run when you need to. All right, I'm gonna teach her a lesson. Watch this.
Zoe.
I'm gonna teach her a big lesson. A lesson that might break her leg bone, but it's worth it. What?
She's watching you on the camera.
Oh, I see. Well, that camera is, oh, actually, no, I guess it is right on time. I thought there was a delay. All right.
Watch out, you're gonna hit somebody with that. You already smacked your brother.
Oh,
Zoe,
What
come
was
here.
it?
oh no, look out!
That's not good.
Okay, so I failed. And the reason I failed was because I was not prepared with my shoulder position.
Okay, come here. Sit right here. And cheer to daddy.
And that was not a placebo
Judas,
fail.
come
You
cheer
actually
for
did something wrong.
Right, I did something wrong.
Oh,
Yeah.
no,
I wouldn't know from looking, but I was watching, but you know. So was it that your shoulders were not in the right position once you got in the
Yeah.
overhead?
Yeah, and the real reason is because I pushed the bar forward, and so I caught forward. So if the bar's forward, it's impossible to keep my arms in the right position. So I need to get it more back. I need more of a scoop. If you, that was in one of the videos that you were assigned.
I didn't know.
I'm just teasing.
No, I would really.
All right, let's try it again.
I will watch it. Now that I know they're there, it's no problem.
Now that time I didn't go very low. Low enough though. I'm getting tired. I got 2 more. Plenty of rest in between. It's not cardio. So every time you come up, it's like you're in a competition. You know, have you ever seen Olympic weightlifting competitions?
I have never really watched them other than
Okay.
what was in Arnold Schwarzenegger's documentary.
Guy has not really seen Olympic weightlifting, and yet it's like God prepared his body to do it. This is your sport, man. This is it. This is about strength with coordination and flexibility. And you know what? You know what you need to do? Get on YouTube, look up Olympic weightlifting competitions. Look up Lasha. Lasha, he is the world record holding super heavyweight. The guy throws like 500 pounds over his head like this. And you watch that a couple times, you're going to get the fire. You're going to be like, if I may not get 500, but I can get
Karate Kid and weightlifting.
no Karate Kid. I hate those movies. All right. Next, this is number 3 of 4. Trying to go a little lower on my catch on this one.
If I had to guess, do you feel that was low enough?
Well, I didn't need to go any lower. And because my knee is bugging, I'm not really wanting to go all the way down. Well, let's do it.
So this is about really good motion getting low.
Yeah, exactly. As the weight gets heavier, now you want every lift to be the same in the positions you take and sort of like the preps that you do. You want to always be the same. Like it's almost like a
Same form.
ritual.
Yeah.
Because if you do something different, you might mess up your pattern. The trick is to think about everything and then start thinking about nothing. Does that make sense?
Yes. So snatching it lower, or what is that called? Snatch or catch? Catch, right?
Catching it lower, yeah.
Catching it lower is
No,
going
lower.
to allow more weight to be
Exactly.
followed.
Right. Because I can get stronger and be able to do more weight overhead, but if I can get a heavier weight than I'm able to muscle snatch, if I can get it to here and I know how to get under it, then I can still lift it overhead. Make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I'm a little nervous because if I jump back, I feel like I'm gonna come off the side here. Oh, baby, don't bother me now. Okay, I'll stop it.
It's okay.
Got it. There. That sounds amazing. Wait, I only have one more rep. Wait for me.
I'll make you some. You want some?
All right, hooray. Now, if I had weightlifting shoes on, this would make it a little easier. Are you wearing a WSU Cougar shirt? Who put that on you? People have seen that on the camera.
He's wearing a coat. Nobody saw it. It was given to us for free. Pretty close.
Oh, we got a whole parade. Zoe, show me how you deadlift that. Switch your hands. Switch your hands. Put one hand this way. That's it.
Bend your knees.
Now, get your feet a little bit further apart. No one can pick up anything like that. You're going to ruin your back. She's going to ruin her little 4-year-old back.
And when they actually do that, that is a thing I know, right? Where they'll do one foot.
Oh, well,
just to show off a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Once you like make that weight, yes, I have seen that.
I actually thought maybe it was part of the competition where you got to prove that you can do it on
No,
one
no, no. Zoe! Zoe! Zoe!
She's coming.
All right, Judah, come here. All right, I got a 35-pounder right here. That's it. Lift it up. Lift it up. Oh, you got it off the ground. You did it.
Yeah.
You did it. All right, Zoe. Now you, baby. Come here. Baby, I don't want you on that. I want you on this. So stand with your feet on either side and pick it up. Yeah! Can you go all the way up? Look, Mama's watching.
That's about as heavy.
Okay, I can't do it with the pinky.
35. That's about how much she weighs.
Yeah, exactly. That's a body weight deadlift.
Go. All right, let's go, guys. Let's go get our cocoa.
But-
We have to get our marshmallows.
But my kid is a failure until she can do twice her body weight.
Oh boy.
Just kidding. My kid is a success.
Hey, it's twice the body weight on a deadlift, so there's an old dog, because people do
Okay.
500.
Yeah, that twice body weight is exceptional.
Okay.
Exceptional. Yeah.
So I'm 345, now I know my
Hey, you're more than body weight.
As much as I think deadlifts are cool, they're awesome, but I have to say, I want to, and I really appreciate your program because you
Yeah.
are changing it up. You're doing everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally
Yeah.
doing it, and I like that because
Yep.
I want everything to be toned, not just, like in high school, where all I just bicep all
Yeah,
the time.
exactly.
I had a 10 pound, I would just stand there all day.
Yeah, but there's a limit to what your body can improve when you're doing just one exercise. Because it's not the exercise that gets you stronger, it's the recovery. And if you're doing it all day long, there is no recovery.
Yeah.
Okay, my friend, you're gonna do 4 repetitions. Each one's a single, all right? All you're doing is a good power snatch, all right? I don't care how low you go, I just want it to be successful overhead. Oh. And by the way, you drop one, it doesn't count. Nice, nice job. Now you muscle it up a little bit.
Oh, okay.
That's okay, because that's a good way to train. Now take a nice long break, take some water,
I have to, because
walk it up. Yeah. Wait, I'm laughing, but maybe I shouldn't laugh.
I have to get stents in my nose. That might be the reason for the. I'm getting
Oh
lightheaded.
wow, is it all the cocaine use?
Yes.
Just kidding.
No, for real, that is something I know I need to get done. I just.
What do you mean exactly? Is it
Well,
for sleep apnea?
years ago, I went through allergy testing and all that stuff because I am chronically congested all the time, year round. Doesn't go away.
Yeah.
And I've been hooked on nose spray for 6 but I quit nose spray for 4 months straight, suffered through it, didn't make a difference. So with the allergy testing, the nose spray fasting, nothing changed it. So they're recommending, with what they took an MRI, all that, they just want to open up the airways.
Yeah.
Because it's inflamed and so I cannot breathe. I wondered if that was part of the reason why I'm always not getting enough oxygen.
Well, if you don't have enough airways, sure.
Yeah. Makes sense.
It's like an asthma of your nose.
I didn't need that recovery. Okay.
Nice, good. Oh, doesn't that feel good to clang the weight?
Feels good cleaning it, you said, right?
Clang the weight.
Oh.
When you drop it and
And then
smash
grab
it.
it and settle it?
No, I'm saying when it smashes. It feels good to just drop it.
It's satisfying.
It's satisfying, is what I'm saying.
I've accomplished what I wanted to do, now I'm just done.
Exactly. 2 more reps, and we are going to close out today's session.
Oh, I went back too far.
Oh, that was successful. You didn't drop it. Now on this last one, I want you to really think. When you catch it, you want your head to be through, like you're putting your head voluntarily into a guillotine. There you go.
I still feel like I need to focus on just keeping my arms straight until I...
Yeah, that's true, but you are doing much better with that. Good. I like that new hand position much better. Last one, as long as it's successful, that is. Sweet. Nice. Try one leg. Oh. No, don't worry about it. All right. So now I'm rested. I said this was going to be the last thing, but I got to do this. I know I used to be able to do 95 pounds this way, but it's been a long time, and I've got a janky left knee. All right. One arm attempt at a snatch. It was about getting under.
I've seen him do it.
All right, I got a witness.
And I was scared too.
I was imagining your arm going...
It's not happened yet.
It's so scary.
Oh wait. We gotta keep it even. Now the lefty,
Right, yeah.
I don't want to do the lefty because it's not as coordinated, but it is usually stronger. Oh no. If I could just get under. All right, well, thank you for joining us on the Baptist Barbell Club Weekend Edition Olympic Weightlifting. Hope you enjoyed it. As I said, Monday, we're doing abs and then arms, biceps and triceps. Tuesday is going to be pull-ups, and Friday is going to be bench press. And each one of the weekday ones will have a hard and fast metabolic conditioning workout after the strength or skill portion. All right? So, Kwaheri, which is Swahili for see you later. Asante sana. Thank you very much. And go get some. Wait, I don't like that one. No, let's do a new tagline. Go and get it. No, I don't like that gets. No, that's weird. Hot cocoa.